Lizzie Hofer, and I am back with another Money Tip Monday. For those of you who are new to the channel, I am a residential loan officer here in Phoenix, Arizona, and my goal is to provide practical money tips to help you with your home purchases. Today on Money Tip, we're going to be talking about all of the new loan changes to take effect in 2020 and my predictions for the housing market. Now, before we get into that, I am going to need you to like, comment, and subscribe to this awesome channel so you never have to miss a money tip in the future. So for starters, guys, they just announced all of the new loan limit increases for 2020. And loan limit increases are super awesome because they just make affordability for the market that much more available to people that are putting down 3 and 5%, and for homeowners who don't want to enter into the jumbo category when they're just like on the borderline. It's huge for residents in Arizona because we've had this major issue with supply and demand. There's a ton of people moving here into Phoenix, and so we've had a shortage of housing, which means that home prices have been increasing. So these loan limit increases couldn't have come at a better time. And so I just want to explain what it means to you. So today, as it stands, and I'm recording this video in December of 2019, the loan limits for conventional financing are $484,350. Now, this is really awesome. It's definitely healthy. It's up from $417,000 a couple years ago. But the thing is that with housing prices increasing, there's lots of homes that are in that $500,000 bracket that would end up having to be financed as a jumbo loan or have people do a first and a second or even larger down payments that, can be prevented. So for 2020, a jumbo loan is going to be anything over $510,400. Now you might be going, well, what's the matter with the jumbo loan? Well, jumbo loans are fantastic. There's a ton of options for them. However, most people would say that even though they are super, super, super qualified, the hurdles that they have to jump through are a whole lot more aggressive because the banks are loaning out so much more money and they have that much more to lose. So a lot of the guidelines are just a lot more restrictive, a lot more conservative, and there's a whole lot more paperwork when you get into that whole jumbo category. So for those of you who are not buying into the jumbo category, right, what this means to you, and I wrote a couple notes down, so bear with me while I look at my cell phone. But if you are somebody, a first-time home buyer, either you or your co-borrower, a first-time home buyer using conventional financing, your maximum purchase price with a 3% down payment is going to be $526,185, okay? This is huge. And if you're putting 5% down, your maximum purchase price is going to be $537,263. I mean, that just makes the affordability that much more available to people, especially in areas like Scottsdale and Anthem and Arcadia and Ahwatukee. I mean, there's so many great areas where home prices have really been exceeding. This is going to be awesome news for you. Also really, really great, we had almost a $17,000 increase in FHA limits, right? So now the new limit for FHA financing is $331,760. Now, what's great about FHA financing is that FHA financing really works on making affordability available for everyone. There's a 3.5% down payment, the low FICO score requirement of anywhere between 580 plus. Some banks do 560 with larger down payments. But that's a really, really healthy budget when you're talking about making affordability available for people with, restricted incomes or higher debt to income ratios, maybe lower credit scores. So this is really awesome as well because as home prices increase, they'll have more options for financing available too. So if you are an FHA buyer wanting to know your maximum purchase price with 3.5% down, that would be $343,792. You can tell I'm really excited about this. And not just because I'm a loan officer, but because I really, really believe in homeownership. So as I record this, guys, we are in a week where the Fed is going to make their announcement and prediction for what's going to happen in 2020. And we're just off a super crazy aggressive jobs report that was way higher than expected. And I think the economy is looking good. I think the Fed is going to say that the economy is doing exactly what they wanted it to do when they dropped interest rates. So at least for the first quarter, I don't expect to have any drops in interest rates when it comes from a Fed perspective. Now, this is normally really good for interest rates because, the market moves based on, its availability to liquidity, right? And that depends a lot on what the Fed does with the Fed funds rate. Now, that could change with, what happens with, holiday sales and the craziness that's going on with our tariff situation. But for right now, my forecast is, at least for the first quarter is concerned, that I don't think that we're going to see the Fed drop interest rates. And I also think that interest rates are still going to stay relatively low in the high 3s and 4%. Now, past that, I think it's really, really difficult to have an opinion. And I know that there have been a lot of economic reports released, one from Freddie Mac that said interest rates are going to be low for the next 2 years. And oh, by the way, there was a report a month ago that said we're heading into a recession in the next 18 months to 24 months. And this stuff changes so dramatically week to week because of what's going on, one, with our global economy, our trade situation. There's going to be an election next year. So I definitely think that it's going to be a volatile time. And I think that it's impossible to make a long-term prediction at this point. But I would say that because the headlines are confusing, when people read that interest rates are going to be low for 2+ years, people tend to lose urgency, or they think, you know what, I've got 2 years to worry about this problem. I'll look into it later. I'll look into refinancing later. I'll look into purchasing later. And this is how you miss the boat. So I think interest rates are historically low. The economy looks good. I think we're poised to have a really good start to the year. If buying or refinancing was in your plan, I think it's smart to look at the beginning of the year when we know that that's where interest rates will be, right? I think it's going to be really hard to predict what happens, right, in the future beyond that point. So I hope this answers your questions, and I hope it gets you prepared for at least, what's available in 2020 when it comes to your purchasing power, when it comes to where interest rates are going to be, when it comes to, how you feel about the economy. If you have any questions or just, want me to elaborate more in future videos, don't hesitate to comment below. I love, love, love getting your comments, your emails, and your feedback. So keep it coming, okay? Alrighty, guys. Well, I wish you the best. I probably won't get another video in to 2019. So let me tell you, this was an awesome decade. I hope you're finishing out the decade amazingly, and I'll see you in 2020.